Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for whatever sign is in the title because it's a bulk introduction. There will be a timestamp down below in the description so that once you've seen the introduction once, you can fast forward ahead of it. And the reason I say that is because you want to watch more than one. This is for the full moon. So you want to watch your sun sign, naturally, the I am. You want to watch the rising sign, the I am becoming. But obviously, it's the full moon. You maybe want to watch your moon sign. There may be other areas of your chart you want to look at anyway. So, it's a general reading for the sign in the title down there. Now, this is the full moon in Pisces at 10 degrees Pisces. Now, a full moon is all about opposition. Moon opposed sun. So what I like to look at in these Gods at Play readings are what gods are supporting you and lifting you up, and what gods or what god forms the archons take as they are trying to suppress you and keep you limited and in fear and in need and in want and incomplete and all of that, you know, all of the most anti-new age and probably pro-consumerism stuff that you can think of. Now, these are God cards. By their very nature, these readings are dramatic. It is symbolic. And so much fun, but it is symbolic. What I would like to look at beforehand is the actual full moon itself. I mean, it's in Pisces. It's the big spiritual full moon, which interestingly, Neptune at 20 degrees Pisces, so 10 degrees away, so not really even a full conjunction. However, 20 degrees Pisces for Neptune is the natal Neptune of A8 of the Order of the Golden Dawn. So this is a great full moon for all the other symbolisms aside, and they echo this as well. This is a great full moon for spiritual development. I mean, this is a great season for spiritual development, but especially with this full moon, magical exploration. Magical exercises to get to know further layers of yourself. Now, I could wax lyrical about the astrology of it, but chances are I could get things wrong because I'm still learning my way around astrology and will be for another 5 or 6 years yet. And down in the description, there is a link to the Facebook page for this group where I have already posted oodles of relevant videos from the YouTube astrologers about this full moon, and I will keep posting them as I find them once I've watched them myself and absorbed them all. So yeah, come and join the Facebook page. It's well worth it. Obviously, being a YouTuber, I'd like you to like, share, subscribe and comment. But I want to look at the symbols of the moon. The other thing is, with this moon, it's, now if I remember this correctly, I think it's Uranus. Uranus is trying something. I'll be able to tell you. Uranus is trying something and sextile something else. Let's just bring that information up. Bear with me. Because this is, yeah, it is sextile the moon. Oh, of course it is. 10 degrees Taurus, and trine the sun. So there's a beautiful triangle of energy there between the two luminaries and Uranus. This is a time, people call this time in history the Great Awakening. I'm not entirely sold on that idea, to be quite honest. However, certainly this full moon offers a great revealing in your personal lives, in your love life, in the workplace, in the political landscape, in your spiritual self. And certainly that is why I mentioned about AU8, 20 degrees Pisces of Neptune. You can invite that revealing in, if that is what you wish to do. Now, make your own mind up on that one. Now, the degree reading from Inside Degrees, so Chandra symbols I think they're called, I'm taking Pisces 11 because 10 degrees, let me see, the full moon is at 10 degrees 11 minutes I think, so basically it's in the 11th degree. So Pisces 11, a high crumbling wall. It is part of a ruin and covered with ivy. Power is stored in the earth at primal quickening points. Often in these places, humanity erects monuments to its own folly. Eventually these things merge into the landscape and everything comments upon everything else, being held between the earth's wise presence and humanity's dim apprehension of what is really involved here. One side of the feeling, nature is so intuitive and psychically astute that you are harbouring advanced gifts that can serve the earth evolution in staggering ways. On that note, a couple of astrologers have been talking about us accessing our superpowers, however you want to define that. The peace dealer being one of them, but in the more restrained side, Ksenia Moore said much the same in her recent full moon thing, again posted on my Facebook page. Right. Another side of the feeling nature is contorted with reactions, judgments and condemnations of the collective trends of humanity and of the weakness of the human flesh. One more interjection, look at the news. These objections and rejections of the human scene rebound upon the self and poison the psychic faculties. It is only when you heal and forgive and renounce the minor key irritable voice, inside and out, that the flood tide of burgeoning awareness of what is arising in this earth with all its ripples can wipe away the false structures and foster the new birth, the tuned in and blessings focused outlook and in luck. Now the Omega symbol of this is 3 undines guarding a golden treasure at the bottom of a river. That river is the river of change. The undines are the water nymphs, or well, water spirits. Golden treasure to be unearthed in the flow of change. But going back to that Chandra symbol, it reminds me of a thing in the Course of Miracles. With all of the division and what either side of the fence you fall on, with everything that's going on in America, in Mauritius, in Poland, in so many places across the world. Whatever side of the fence that you fall on, when you are tempted to judge and condemn the others, it's A Course of Miracles would say it's okay, because everybody is playing the lesson, everybody is playing the role that they agreed to play before coming here. Everybody is learning the lessons that they, well, hopefully, or is being confronted with the lessons, let's put it that way, that they agreed to before they came here. So if you despair at the evil Trump voters or the lunatic libtards, whichever, then let that go. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what's right for them. And it's only with that acceptance can the true revelation bubble up to the surface, I suppose. Can that golden treasure rise out of the river. So I think I've waffled enough hippie hoo-ha so far. So let me bring up the cards. Just before I bring the cards up, there's one thing that I neglected to mention, is that this whole full moon is occurring with the backdrop of Mars square Saturn. And that shows that wanting to drive forward energy, but having our limitations being pointed out to us. Now, a few minutes have passed since I filmed the last bit, and I've just spent a lot of time thinking about it. I firmly believe in all the hippie claptrap that I just came out with. But it's not okay to shoot people. It is okay to fight back against those things that you find abhorrent. It is okay to demonstrate. It is... So, whereas I'm saying, oh, achieve this Zen-like state of non-judgmentalism, at no point does that say stop fighting for a better world. It's just, I do believe what I said, but I find it hard to put it into the real world sometimes, because in the current climate, it sounds facile. And it's something I've been struggling with the entire time of this channel. Because, as I have mentioned, I'm a political animal. I keep abreast of politics a lot, and I have opinions, and I can't help but have opinions. And under that Course of Miracles philosophy, me having opinions is okay, and other people having opinions is okay. But I have to draw the line at shooting people. But I think, I only hope that this Mars square Saturn works to the betterment of society, where that driving forward force on the side that I would find morally questionable is restrained, held back, thwarted, forced to reconsider, which is all what this Mars square Saturn, Mars retrograde square Saturn, then Mars square Saturn again, is supposed to be about. As I say, the astrologers can talk about it far better than me. Go and have a look on my Facebook page for the channel to see their videos. And don't forget, there is also an inbox where you can contact me directly if you are looking for a personal reading. And this time I really, really will bring the cards up, I promise. Okay then, Virgo, and welcome Virgo Rising and Virgo Moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp. And if you are indeed Virgo Rising, then this is occurring in your 7th house, which is about your long-term significant partners, romantic or business or family. Again, could be very, very close friends if it's, you know, significant partners. Now, the gods that are arraigned on your side, you have a curious mix. A very, very curious mix. You have Cernunnos with shape-shifting, Zeus with divine expansion, Kali with fear, and Athena with strategy. Gurbankeks with wrath, and I still don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And then finally, 3 jumped out of the Greek mythology cards, which seems to be the tradition this month. No end of readings have had 3 cards in this position, but we have Asclepius with healing, Eris with strife, and Hephaestus with workmanship. So, excuse me, taking just on the lesson of the scarier deities we have here, Kali with fear, Gurbankeks with wrath, and Eris with strife, it's advising, I think, that there is some form of confrontation that it's worth diving straight into. But know what you're doing beforehand. Have a plan, and have a plan that is to increase something, that is to make something better. Because I get the impression with the Archontic God masks arraigned against you that there is some form of topic that you are advised you must not touch. We don't speak about such things. We have Metis with wisdom, but again, misleading you. This top row is the Archons, trying to press you down, trying to keep you separate. Eris is a goddess here who will try and push you she'll try to push you to failure, because that's the same way that weight training works. You push your muscles to failure and you destroy your muscles in the process, and they build themselves back up. And that's pretty much what Eris plans to do. She will destroy you to make you stronger. But Asclepius at the same time is offering this healing. This strife is going to be a healing occurrence in the long time if you are going into it with a little bit of strategy and overcoming the fears, because there's certain things that need to be destroyed and wiped out of the way. And no, it's not compassionate to let it be. It's not compassionate to you. It's not compassionate to whoever else is involved in this situation. It's dive in and do it. But do it with a strategy. Do it while you, to a certain extent, are being somebody else. And this is what Kernanos is telling me. It's almost like, change your approach. Imagine, I'm pulling this name out of the ethers, okay? Don't be you dealing with it. Be Matt Damon, you know, or whoever, you know. This why not be Matt Damon for a day? But change your approach in a way that brings this confrontation to a head, and make sure that you are demanding respect for everybody involved in this, not just you, everybody, which may be where this shapeshifting comes in. Because if it's someone that you've constantly seen being beaten down by a same problem again and again and again and again and again, there's a point where compassion fails and a lack of respect climbs in. And I don't think that really that's all that fair. But you are being persuaded and advised that it is the right thing to do to be strong for somebody and then let them stay in their pain. No, I would say dive in. Dive in, but with a healing intent, with strategy to try and... it's almost like you're trying to make something bigger for somebody, but not the problem. You're trying to make their world bigger. That's what it is. You are trying to make their world bigger, and you will learn through this. Whether you succeed or whether you fail, you will learn through this, and you will receive healing through this. It is quite an outward focused reading, but it is the challenge that is in front of you right now. And you can just as easily inward focus while doing it at the same time as outward focusing. But make sure that you are outward focusing. Make sure you are outward focusing at the same time, because there's somebody here who it's almost like you need to do an intervention. And it is respectful of them to attempt this intervention. It is more respectful of them to give it a go than to let sleeping dogs lie. And I don't think you should be letting sleeping dogs lie here, because What this Hades card is telling me is change is coming anyway. Change maybe not for the better unless you are yourself equipped. Okay, I'll take these cards then. Unless you are yourself equipped to deal with it and somebody else is equipped to deal with it. Because, right, strength seems to be in short supply regarding this issue. So there's more than one person involved here, definitely. But if you are secure in the role that you are taking on board, oh, these are nice. Right. So if you are secure in the role that you are taking on board in this, while you're busy being Matt Damon, then you are able to create that larger world for somebody and bring an end to the burden. But that burden can only be removed by respect. And there may be an element where this person needs this confrontation to know that they are respected, or this situation needs, you know, that you could put this into a political context, I suppose, because we've got the Ace of Cups here with Kali and Athena, showing that this trying to achieve this dream is scary, but you can be done, and you just need strategy with it. But more to the point, you don't just need strategy, you need war. Athena is the goddess of wisdom and war. You know, so, and when she's there with Kali, Gwabankex and Eris, yeah, you're going to get war. Definitely you're going to get war. But this goes against every new age and hippie bone in my body, but a healing war. Because it's almost like it's a war against some form of belief that has been holding somebody back when you want to make their world bigger. But the strength or the will to challenge this so far has been in short supply, and the messages that you are receiving is very much right, whatever it is, whatever this situation is that you are needing to confront with someone, somebody else is profiting by the status quo. And that's not something that you should really be putting up with. Because change is coming, and all they're trying to do is hold it off for as long as they can. Now, this is not the real Kuan Yin. This is on the top row. It is the... okay, we'll go for that one. It is the Archontic Mask pretending to be Kuan Yin. But I have the Kuan Yin Oracle, and I did plan that every time Kuan Yin, or Isis, because I got the Isis Oracle, appeared, I would pull a card from these oracles as I learn them. Empress of the Pearl, card number 10. No idea. I don't know these cards very well yet. I mean, looking straight at the very thought of that idea, Empress of the Pearl, if you are working to make somebody's world bigger, and by giving them the respect to challenge them, to be able to go, look, you're better than this, whether it's you're stronger than this, or you're more open than this, or you're more forgiving than this, or you're more broad-minded than this, or you're more capable than this, you're more than this, is what you are saying by trying to challenge this particular status quo. And the Empress of the Pearl indicates to me success in that. Because pearls come from irritants. You know, there is... the image of Pearl of Wisdom pops into my head as well, but pearls come from irritants. You can be that irritant to create a pearl out of this person or with this personal issue. So, Empress of the Pearl, you have an inner gift of great value born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. Well, there's plenty of struggle, adversity, and challenge right here. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, providing we are willing to search for a way to heal through it. Asclepius here. Seeing challenges as a way to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light rather than getting caught up in the suffering. And I think that's what somebody else is profiting by this party being in the suffering. And you need to go to this suffering party and say, it doesn't have to be like this. And I think that's it, because that indicates success to me. It will be work, but it will be done skillfully. Okay, Virgo, that was nice. But yeah, you've got a mission. But that's a really nice reading. And like I say, I do feel that you benefit from this as well, by helping this other person come into a bigger world. You are receiving healing and you are learning more about your own power. But remember, you just have to be Matt Damon for a day to do this. Because so obviously, if you've got to be Matt Damon, you are stepping outside of your comfort zone. So yeah, good luck. Good luck, Virgo. This will be heartrending good work. Cheers.